being a few minutes late here. A couple of last minute technical difficulties with the computer, and but now we're back to where we're supposed to be, I believe. Always good for the heart to have a little bit of oh, wonderful. Let's see how quickly we can get this fixed. So, however we could get it fixed. So, hey, it's time for morning prayers. This prayer happens every day, 8:15 a.m. Mountain Time, and then we do it again at 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time as well. And the opportunity is to come together, center up, start centered for the day, get moving into our day, or maybe if we've already gotten into our day by a few hours, get a chance to reinvigorate the day and remind ourselves of the grand and glorious truth that is God's life expressing itself as my life and your life as all life. So there's something magnificent happening here. I don't always know what it is. I don't always know how it's going to turn out. I don't always know what's going to happen. I do know that I am desperate for a haircut, but that's another story. That might happen this week, actually. Ooh, I've never quite been so excited for a haircut in my whole life. All right, let's get into it here, folks. It is a glorious day here in Colorado, and what that means is there's an opportunity for it to be a glorious day no matter where you might be. And I get it, right? The country is starting to open up again a little bit. And this is still part of, from my perspective, this is still part of the experiment. We really don't know what's going to happen. We really don't know how it's all going to work out. And I think we still want to be very, very diligent to taking care of ourselves and thereby taking care of those around us. So, so stay healthy, stay inside, wear a mask, do all the stuff that that the scientists are telling us is imperative and important right now, because this is a mix of science and spirituality. This philosophy, the science of mind, is born out of just that, the science of how we use our mind and in a spiritual way to bring forth the conditions, the experiences, the opportunities we desire in our lives. So when I use the word prayer, at least, I'm not here begging or beseeching anything. I'm not here begging or beseeching God to fulfill something, to do something, to change something. There is no supreme power in the sky that listens to my prayers and says yes to me and no to others. That's not how it works. This is a scientific process of changing our thoughts and our beliefs so that we will experience a different manifestation or demonstration of God's truth. Simple, right? Sounds simple. However, it can take a little bit of practice, and it can absolutely will support having a prayer partner, working with others on this as well. So if you're familiar with spiritual mind treatment, you know how powerful and how incredibly powerful it can be. So if you'd like to get your prayer into my prayer book and have me praying on your concerns daily, I've got a book right here. Where'd she go? I use this every day. I pray with it. I am with all the requests that are in here in consciousness, and I change my mind about how that looks and how that can show up for people and what's going to happen there. So demonstrations happen about. If you'd like to get in on the prayer posse, I don't know what that is, then send me an email, revbriz@spiritevolving.com, and we'll get praying on your requests. Beyond that, and if you'd like to come on the program and pray, if you feel that you're really feeling called to be here with me one morning or one evening and want to join in the prayers, by all means, let me know. I'd be happy to have you on the program. No credentialing required. Just drop me a comment or send me an email and let me know, and I'll be more than happy to get you involved. So all right, time for a quick shout out to a couple of our absolute regulars. Ursula never misses a program. Good to see you, dear one. And Suzanne also never seems to miss a program. So grateful you're both with us live this morning. And I think maybe it's about time for some prayers. What do you folks think? Uh, and Cynthia Hensley is with us this morning too. Uh, so grateful you're with us, Cynthia. Thank you for being here this morning. Okay, so here's what's been in my head the last couple of mornings. And here's the beauty of treatment, because I can work with what's in my head to allow something better to reveal itself, or the truth to reveal itself. But what I've been working with is a lot of people, and I've done it, we've used the term the new normal. And I don't think anything's going to be normal. And it's kind of that old joke, what's normal, but nothing more than a setting on the dryer. I don't know that there is any new normal. But what I do believe in, and I've been hearing a few of my colleagues use this term as well, and it's been pushing me in that way, is we're in a new reality. Right? Reality never changed. Reality just did what it was doing. We changed. How we looked at this thing, how we perceived this thing, how we moved into this, how we're moving through life, all of that changed. So we created a new reality for ourselves based on thoughts, feelings, beliefs, our spiritual practices, our spiritual work. So we created a new reality, and now we're creating another new reality. And now the next new reality is what it means like to be in society in at least for the next several months, maybe a year, what it looks like to be in society around others and around colleagues and around friends and around strangers and around people that are really our brothers and sisters, and we just got to embrace that. So I'm feeling like to call and move into some prayer around all of that, because I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the plan is. But what I do know is I know there is God. And what I do know is I know that God is the source, the supply, the never-ending wellspring of everything on this planet and beyond. The source and the supply of love and light and beauty, truth and health and wealth and well-being, abundance, prosperity. I recognize God as the first cause, as that self-existent cause that is right now taking on form that it eventually will abandon in order to take on new form. That's what God does. The creative process taking shape, the creative process moving into experience and phenomenon, moving into life as beauty, and as every blade of grass that I see out my window, every bloom on the trees, the flowers poking through the soil in the springtime, the snows that are eventually going to cover those flowers, and all the good in between, everywhere present, this oneness of God expressing itself through Mother Earth and the healing that the earth is experiencing, God expressing through the dolphins and the fish and the birds and the turtles and all the furry creatures, all the creatures of this planet that are right now in a process of healing and bringing themselves to a greater sense of freedom on their planet. I am in that place of knowing that this oneness of God, this allness that I call God, expresses itself through my life perfectly. And so if that is true, it must be true of your life as well. I recognize this truth of all life across this planet, and especially each one that hears these words, that their life is an absolute blessing into this thing called life, that you are a gift. You are God's great gift to itself, to humanity. The role that you get to play in this great, great passion play called life. Your role, your part in all of it is absolutely vital, for no one can do what you do. No one can show up the way you show up. No one thinks the way you do. No one responds and behaves the way you do. You are a unique being of God's great gift onto the planet, and the world would be a much, much lesser place without you, without those gifts that you bring. So what I know is there is this great cosmic soup that is happening. There is this great cosmic healing that is happening. It is not an expression of division or separation. This is an expression of unity. It is an expression of humanity's belief that we may heal and come together as one again, that we may all awaken to our spiritual magnificence, that each one across this planet may recognize their connection to the whole, their absolute integration as the whole, as the one. And as more and more of humanity awakens to that spiritual truth, to their own spiritual magnificence, then we create a world that works for everyone. We develop and create new ways of being in community, new ways of doing healthcare, new ways of doing takeout, new ways of shopping and retail, new ways of healthcare and community, new ways of being. And that all comes online based on the shift of consciousness. So now, more than ever, it is vitally important that each one shifts and keeps their eye on the future, on the light. That we do not allow ourselves to get pulled asunder or aside by the human worldly conditions of the day. Yes, we deal with what's out there. Yes, we do the work that we are called to do. And when the time is tough, when the mind won't believe, I turn and I face the light. I raise my eyes up towards the heavens, towards the truth. And I raise my sense of connection. I remind myself moment by moment by moment, I remind myself this is not really me doing the work. This is God doing the work as me, as you. And so no matter what it is that shows up this day, no matter what it is I am called to work with, to face, to deal with, to converse with, no matter what, I constantly turn back and recognize here too is God. This is a great, precious creation in God's mind here on this planet. And I get to connect with that. I get to experience that godliness in everything and everyone. And so that is the word I speak this day. I speak this for each one listening and claim an experience of recognizing and embracing and praising the divine in everyone I encounter, no matter what. I recognize and embrace and praise the glorious divinity of everyone I encounter. And in that, I am grateful. I feel that sense of deep gratitude welling up from within, animating the body temple in this moment. Gratitude for this word, for this experience, for all that this day holds. I'm most especially grateful to know God's got this. And so there's nothing more I need to do. I simply release this word into the law that must act upon this word, that in fact is already demonstrating this word, this prayer. And I let go. I release the word into the law and I let it be. I let God be God. And if any of this has resonated in any way, please join me in an affirmation of this truth as we say together. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you, dear ones. Thank you for being with us, Ursula and Cynthia as well on mine. Ashe. Oh, it is a glorious day. It is so much fun being here and getting to do all the wild and weird and interesting stuff I do. And I wanted to let you just know about a couple of them real quickly and briefly here. Yesterday, I started a new broadcast on Facebook, New Music Mondays. And I spoke about Bob Sima and his new album, Good Words, Good Thoughts, Good Deeds, which is just an amazing album. And so there's a little interview on, well, not an interview, but a commentary piece on Facebook. It's on the New Thought Radio page. It's not quite a half an hour long. And I think most people, well, I think those that are still on the broadcast already know about Activate Your Soul's Purpose. It's a 21-day journey of enlightenment, 45-minute shared practice in a private Facebook group. And if you are interested in that, you'd like to get involved, then just contact me. Let me know you'd like to get involved. It's a gift program. I am totally gifting this to anyone that wants to take it, and trusting that those gifts are returned through the universal powers, that God is my source, you are not my source, God is my source, and I'm going to do what I'm called to do and let God figure out the money part. And it always shows up. So then I get to pay my bills. Okay, now jibber jabber, we're running late anyway. Thank you for being with me. I'll be back tonight, 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time for evening prayers. Until then, dear ones, I love you. You are loved. Be blessed and have a blessed day. We'll see you again soon. Bye now.